Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged. My name is LJ Jones.
And this is Casey Pryor. Week 4, baby. Let's get it.
You just cut right in. Like, I barely even said Jones, and you were just Casey.
Suck it up.
I mean, that's just let me get my name off.
Yeah, so if the end of week 3 might have been cut out a little bit, so we didn't notice the camera
video.
stop. Yeah, the video. The whole podcast is there, but the video might stop a little bit short if you are seeing this one first. But it's still all there. It's a good one. Check it out. But
the
week
GoPro
4.
cutoff.
Yeah, week 4.
Week 4. That's a month, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
4 weeks in a row. Haven't missed one yet.
Haven't missed one yet. But all right, so we had mentioned Easter in the last one, but I didn't get to tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so my family and I went to a steakhouse for Easter, and bro, this place was packed.
What steakhouse?
Harold Seltzer's.
Oh yeah, right up the street.
The mall. That place was packed. We had a reservation. We got there early. We got there like 20 minutes early. Still had to wait like an hour to be seated. And the meal was good. Everything was great. It was me, my parents, my grandmother, and the 3 boys.
Yeah.
And the boys were like they were like great behavior. Like it was great. But right as we're leaving, I was kind of getting claustrophobic. If there's one thing you should know about me, Casey knows this, is when we go to a restaurant, I don't like my back to the room.
No, me neither.
I don't like it. The people can sneak up behind me. I don't like it. So I got claustrophobic. So I got up and we were getting ready to leave. So I was just standing there, waiting. We were paying, and so my son Ian got up. And we're at the back of the restaurant, so it's kind of like customers could still walk down that little hallway because that's where the bathroom is. But the kitchen's back there also, so there's wait staff walking back and forth. But there's nobody there, and Ian's kind of standing in the middle. And a waiter walks by, and I said, "Oh, Ian, you gotta step up, let him get by." So he stepped forward, and the waiter walked by. And then he went to step back as a waitress.
Another waitress
was coming behind him, and I was like, "No, come to me." And he was looking at his iPad, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And then he took a big step back right into a waitress, and the waitress fell.
Did she carry anything?
I have no idea. She wouldn't speak to us.
Oh, no way.
I tried to help her up, apologize, and she wasn't nasty or rude. I mean, she was probably. It's so busy. She's probably overwhelmed. That probably scared her. She fell, and when she fell, like there were some chairs with, what are those things called that you put the dirty dishes in?
Bins.
Yeah, just bin. I didn't know. I didn't know.
A dirty dish bucket, a bin, a container.
I don't. Is there? You worked at Argento's. Is there a fancy name for it?
The dirty dish bucket, the bin, whatever you want to call it.
So there's a bin. It was empty. It was an empty bin, sitting on the chair. So when she fell into those. She knocked the chairs down, knocked the bin down. And like I said, she didn't say, she wasn't mad or anything, but she was just probably like caught off guard. But I felt so bad. In the moment, I still kind of
yeah.
I was like, Ian, but I mean, it scared him, and he was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And she was like, didn't
say a word.
Shook her head, but like at least she didn't yell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people would
obviously
yelled at a child.
It was an accident. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that happened, and I was like, oh man, that's not. I texted you. I was like, I have something to say.
Yeah, you did. It's funny.
How was your Easter?
It was good. We talked about it a little bit in week 3 about
birthdays.
How it was the birthday and the Easter and all that, but it was a good Easter. Last Easter I actually missed. So this Easter, me and Nicolette were in Mexico last Easter. It was just ended up the dates, and we were in Mexico for Easter. So we didn't really we celebrated, but it was Mexico at the resort. No Easter. Easter did not exist at this resort. So our Easter was a good half an hour of reaching out to friends and family, saying Happy Easter and stuff like that, and a picture of us by the pool with margaritas in our hands.
Yeah.
Like that was our Easter, but the resort was just like there was nothing.
Yeah.
So
that
it was
beautiful.
Dude.
You FaceTime me.
My goodness.
You guys FaceTime me. I was in LA at the time.
We're going back, Nick. We're going back, baby. For
Can
sure.
Can
Absolutely.
We've talked about Lucy.
It is a nice trip, and we went by ourselves, and I would recommend going there by yourselves and just enjoying each other's times out there. Each other's time out there. It's a great time.
It looked beautiful, and it wasn't like crazy expensive.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We had a package deal because it was part of a wedding plan that got changed because COVID and stuff, and it was international. So, but we were part of a wedding deal, so we had a little bit cheaper. But then I think my brother and his buddy went the following year, and they booked basically the same package stuff that we had, and they were about $1,500 a person. But this is 7 nights, fully included drinks, food the entire time. Very nice bed, like the very nice hotel room, hot tub on the balcony, gorgeous waters, dolphins. They have dolphin pools, jet skis to rent.
Hold on.
Just phenomenal.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I can't tell you how many times, like maybe 4 or 5 times during the time Casey and Nick were in Mexico, that I received a picture of Casey standing on the balcony naked.
Shut up.
We're
in Mexico, baby. What you mean?
What about when you send me pictures of your ass when you're in your house?
That has never happened.
Bullshit. That's never happened. I don't screenshot your Snapchats of your ass.
I don't Snapchat my ass.
Yes, you do. This has happened so many times. Like, maybe not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, probably.
You talking to the wrong Casey, brother.
No, man. Okay, well, okay. You've since you and Nick have been together, it's definitely slowed down. She has straightened you out, but you used to send me some pictures of your ass, bro.
That is funny. I remember I've sent you a picture of the toilet after I finished taking a dump.
Yeah,
That's
can you stop doing that, please?
Yeah, it's all right.
That's not funny.
It was funny in high school.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. But no, man. You know what I was thinking about?
What's up?
All right, so my uncle passed away 4 years ago. And you and I would hang out with him a lot. My uncle, you know what I'm talking about.
We're talking Busch Gardens?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my uncle Christopher, he was
a very gullible man.
Very gullible man, but he wasn't like far in age from us. Like he was like a young uncle. He was like 30.
He had a good 8-10 years on us, right?
Oh, more than that. But
maybe 15.
Yeah, he was like, so we were out of high school. So I was 19 probably.
Yeah,
you were 18,
19.
And he was like 32.
Yeah, okay, so.
So, yeah. But we were going to Busch Gardens for the day. But we could park for free, or it was included in our pass. So
yeah.
You rode with me.
We had one free parking pass, and he was meeting us there, so we met at, which mall was it?
It's the mall that closed down. It was on Fowler.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he parked there. And we went to Busch Gardens, had a great time, and then after Busch Gardens, we stopped at the Steak and Shake on
which is
Fowler.
right in front of the mall,
yeah,
right on the corner of the mall, not like, close enough.
It's like you wouldn't walk. It's probably like a 2-minute drive, but
right
on
there.
the same side of the road. So we were there, and we decided to mess with my uncle.
He went. I think we paid, and he went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he paid, and he went to the bathroom. The plan was, all right, we're going to leave, drop him off at his truck. Everyone's going to go home. We had a great day. Cool.
Yeah.
So he goes to the bathroom. I go, yo, let's go. He goes, huh? And then he was like, let's leave him. I said, let's leave him. He goes, oh, yeah, let's do it. Right off the bat. So we run out the door.
He left his keys.
Yes,
he
that's
left
the
his
best
keys
part.
on the table.
That's the best part.
So we grabbed his keys and left.
Yeah.
We drove to the mall. And what did you do when we got to the mall? My uncle was at Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. So at this point, he's probably out of the bathroom, right? So he's just standing in front of Steak and Shake while I'm jumping out of your car, jump into his truck. So this mall looks identical in like 3 different spots. Like they have 3 main entrances, and they all look the same. The stores are different, but they look the same in the parking areas. Yeah. And he parked in the middle one. So I just took his truck and I moved it to the same identical looking area, but on the back side of the mall. And then we just said, okay, leave it here and let's go back and get Chris.
Yeah.
So we pull up the Steak and Shake, pick him up, and go back to the mall parking lot. Go ahead.
So we go back to the mall parking lot,
right where we left his truck
in the morning, and so we pulled, and we were pulling in, and he's like, "Yo, where the fuck is my truck?" And we're like, "Well, this is where you left it.
This is where you left it, right? It was right here because he's the one that parked it. Yeah. We just picked him up, so we're trying to be clueless." And
he was like, "Yeah, no, this is absolutely."
Well, the thing is, we were only gone for maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When we left, so there's no way that he thought we could have done this because we looped, moved that truck, and then pulled back into the Steak and Shake. And he was like, "What the hell?" We were like, "Oh, we were just messing with you." We turned around and came back.
Yeah.
We just had no clue. He had no idea.
But he's like, yo, where? I was like, he's like, where could my truck have gone? And I was like, I mean, maybe it got towed. And he was like, why would it get towed? It's still like the mall's open. It's like they were like probably closing in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 6:30, 7 p.m. So it was 8:30. They're about to close.
Yeah, and Casey was like, what'd you say?
I came up with it out of nowhere. I was just like, oh shoot, man! I realized like sometimes the malls, if there's a car that's there for more than like 6 or 7 hours, they'll like check the cameras and they'll just make sure they might tow your truck, because if you're not shopping in the mall, it's not free parking.
Yeah.
You might have got towed. You got to go inside and check with security.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but
sorry,
we're
camera
back.
cut for a second. All right, so we're sending him into the mall.
Yeah.
To go to the security. We just told him, and he goes, and he's just like, okay, like he just completely believed that was a correct statement for me to say.
And while we're
like,
walking through the mall looking for the security guard,
and
he's like pissed.
He's super mad because he's like, they're towed my truck. I'm gonna have to pay. He's just not like he's just pissed the entire time. And we walked in, and we walked up to one of the directories or whatever, and the security center's like, not close. It's not close. So it's just a long walk of him just, he's just grunting. You can picture it. I mean, I can still. And we're a good 5 to 10 feet behind him, just like laughing at his ass.
My uncle's from Jersey, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. There you
he
go.
has that Jersey foul mouth, and he was also a truck driver. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So we get up to the security office, finally. And I was like, oh, it's right here. It's down this hallway. So he goes up, and there was a guy in the hallway, right? There was a security guy already standing there. He didn't have to knock on the door or anything. What was the conversation?
So you and I kind of like stayed back a little bit.
Yeah, we stopped like behind him, so let him go talk to him so we don't like mess it up.
We knew we were going to laugh. And we're not too far back, but
we're close enough to hear it, and we hear him trying to explain what I told him. That they do, like they're gonna tow it if you're not shopping in the mall.
So my uncle walks up to the security guard and he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry to bother you. I know you guys are about to close, but here's the thing. I parked my truck here earlier this morning around 11 before we went to Busch Gardens, and now when we're coming back, the truck isn't there anymore. And I know you guys have that thing where."
This is when the guard's face just started changing because he knew, because we were behind him laughing.
He said, I know there's like a cutoff at like 6 hours, I think, and then you guys have the everything towed. So I was just wondering if you could tell me where I could go pick my car up. And the security guard starts laughing, and he sees us behind him dying, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I think your boys are fucking with you."
Man, his face, because he still didn't get it. He turned around and he looked at us, and we're laughing, and he couldn't understand, like, okay, but my truck's still gone. We're laughing, and he's like, okay, but he doesn't, you know what I mean?
He doesn't realize.
He doesn't realize, yeah. And then he's like, and then he comes up to us.
Was it stolen?
And then he's like, then someone fucking stole it. And then we're like, I fucking moved it, bro. And he's like, no way. And he didn't believe us because we weren't gone that long. We had to drive him to his truck before he stopped freaking out, thinking someone stole it out of the parking lot. Man, it was hilarious.
That is, and like I said, he passed away, but that is one story that I just always makes me smile.
Yeah, it's a good
and
one.
He was so mad. It's so wrong, but
he was pissed at us for a long time. I remember it was like
not truly pissed.
Not truly, but every time I saw him for the next couple of weeks, or months, it was always just like, that was the main topic of, I can't believe you fucking did that to me, man.
Yeah, it was. When he would see you, he'd be like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, literally, he'd be like, "You, man." That's funny. What a guy.
Yeah, man. I don't know where we are on time, but okay. So
5:53. We got a couple minutes.
Got a quick story.
Yeah.
You had a PT Cruiser once.
I did. This is this is a good one.
So
it was my first vehicle. It was given to me, I think, a couple months after I turned 16, and it wasn't by choice, but it got us around.
It was free. It was free.
It was a free ride, and it was a cruiser.
Yeah, and it was a limited edition.
It was a limited edition. I had the nice speakers. I had the wood on the sides. Had the surfer rack.
Who knew they made limited edition PT Cruisers?
Right. Top of the line. Well, to finish that story off, before we get into that end of the PT Cruiser story, big storm came by, giant oak tree right down the middle of it.
Ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that's how the PT Cruiser dies.
Yeah, well, that's part of the story. Go
ahead.
Spoilers, man. So I got married when I was 18.
Yep.
And
I was the best man.
He was the best man.
At 17.
I'm now divorced. But so we're going to the bachelor party. Mm-hmm. He was 17. So I was under 21. You can imagine it was a stupid bachelor party.
Yeah, we did what we could.
Yeah, but none of us drank at the time.
No.
Like, so it was like we probably could have got our hands on some alcohol.
Yeah, we could have, but we didn't.
We didn't drink. So we went to a restaurant. We went to a cigar bar, which you should not have been able to get into, but they did not.
I was still 17 at the time.
Yeah,
and I shouldn't have got into and not be able to smoke a cigar, but
yeah. So anyway,
Good times.
on our way to the restaurant, like we're excited, like it's gonna be fun. It's like all like our best friends.
Yeah, there's 5 of us in the car. There's a couple of us, a couple others are meeting us there. So we're stuffed in this PT Cruiser. We're heading south on 19, and we're just jamming music. Windows are down, blah blah blah. Someone, I don't remember how many cars in front of us it happened, but something happened, and dead stop brake on a hill, like a little bridge, so we couldn't see anything. So top of the hill, dead stop was a minivan who slammed on our brakes, and we both went to the side, right?
Yeah.
We both went to the side to avoid the cars in front of us.
And we avoided.
And we were still rolling to a stop, and then she dead stopped on the side, like on the shoulder, and we bumped her. And
I thought we got hit from someone behind. That's what happened. We avoided it, and somebody from behind wasn't paying attention. And they are not like directly behind us, but from the side, was it? Because it was your door that had the
That's
damage.
right, you're right. I'm thinking of another time that I slid into a car. My bad. Yeah, that's another accident. Not my fault. It was very gravelly. So I slid. But anyway, you're right. We avoided and came to a stop, and she came in and smacked us with her front bumper.
Yeah.
And it hit the driver's side, my back bumper driver's side, enough that it crunched the entire side enough that the driver's door and the back driver's side door could not open anymore.
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah. So that happened.
And
this
then,
lady hit us,
yeah.
and then we get jumped forward, and then we stop, and then we go to pull over and get out of the car, make sure everything's okay. Red minivan, like 2005, just beat up already, peels out on the side of 19, spitting gravel as we're pulling over to get out of the car. And takes off, and I'm like, get back in, and the driver's door can't open, so we're all piling out of the passenger side already. So there's 5 of us trying to get back in because this lady just hit us, and we're trying to chase her down. And we pull up, finally we catch up to her, and it's a little like with old
it was just
Asian
a little
lady.
old woman crying.
Yeah, she was crying, and she was sitting at the red light, and I don't remember what we said or anything, but it was what happened.
We all were like,
what was our mindset
where
we
all
went
were
with
scared, like not scared, but we were all like kind of like our adrenaline was
going.
And we were trying to get her to stop. I think she rolled her window down, and you're like, you hit us, you need to pull over, and she was saying that she didn't speak English. And then she just kept going, and you were like, whatever.
Basically. And I was like, let's go for the bachelor party. It started like this. It's gonna be a good night. And we just went to where do we go from there? The restaurant, right?
Yeah, we went to the restaurant.
And
but
then,
let's
just add on to this part, the fact that the side of the car was not able to open on the left side for the remainder of the night. Every time that we got back into the car, I think it was me and Ryan.
Yeah.
We left the windows down, so every time we got back to the car, we would try to head dive through the window without hitting the car door. It did not work at all.
Just for time purposes, and I think there should be other people here to talk about some of the things that happened that night, like Dylan and Ryan.
Absolutely.
Let's just talk about what happened when you finally, out of your own pocket, paid and fixed by yourself your PT Cruiser.
Oh yeah, that was the end story about how it died. So this was my first vehicle. This is probably
a month later.
No. Not after I bought it. After the bachelor party.
Yeah.
Yes. So after I had it, but month after the bachelor party. So I fixed the front end. I got a new door to fix the door. The front end was crunched, but I attached it to a strap, threw that in reverse, slammed it, pulled it so the door could open anymore, and left that like that. But then I put probably about $1,500 into it, and I had to fix the driver's side axle as well. And then I fixed it all, test drove it, everything was fine, parked it, and then me and my buddy Nick went on a vacation with his parents. I think we went to Tennessee. We just hung out at the cabins and in the mountains and stuff. And then coming back home, an hour away from home, storm, just horrible storm, and I'm just like, man, this is horrible. And her we're driving super slow, like it was bad enough that you're not driving the speeds on the highway, wind's going and stuff. And then my dad calls me probably 20 minutes before we get home and goes, hey, the tree fell in the front yard. I was like, okay, what has to do with me? Landed on your car. And I was like, what? Is it bad? He goes, yeah, you can't drive it anymore. When I tell you this oak tree that I can't wrap my arms around today, probably
I remember
big size oak tree, fell dead center with the bumper, like right over the emblem. So it had the hood, it had the windshield, it had the top of the car, and the top of the car was touching the inner sides of the seats. So it was just a trench right through it. Total the thing. I got I think $4,000 for it though, for the car that I
the
was given
insurance?
for free. Yeah, through the insurance, and I bought my next car with that. But yeah, that PT Cruiser was short lived, but it was had a lot of stories to it.
The funniest thing about what you just said is like I know your dad, so I can hear your dad's just like his voice. How would you describe his voice? He's very just kind of reserved,
A little monotone sometimes.
monotone.
Yeah,
He's
reserved.
quiet,
Yeah.
but also like kind of sometimes just like he's just whatever.
Yeah, well,
I don't care.
sarcastic sometimes.
Yeah.
Huh, yeah, go ahead, do that. And then you got the tree fell. Okay, not something happened. The tree in the front yard fell. Period. What's happened to do with me? I'm thinking, I'm like, great. I have a job to do tomorrow. Get the chainsaw, cut out the tree, something like that. Nope. Landed on your car. Great. After I put all this money into it and the insurance and down the line, but it was an inconvenience. But yeah.
But the
Good times.
funniest thing, and you have that picture on your Instagram.
Is it still on there?
I mean, I would assume so. Unless
Yeah.
you deleted it.
No, we can clip it. We can clip it for sure.
That was hilarious. But you know what, man? I think that this is
It's a good spot to top. It's our spot to top. Spot to stop. That's the word. Pole hunter. You can't laugh at me, pole hunter. All right. Week 4. I think it was good.
It was. It
Yeah.
was good. It was fun. Yeah, we'll be back at some point.
You can count on it.
Probably next week
We'll hope so. All right.
if we can get in here.
Yeah, if we can get back. All right. Everyone, have a good one. See you
All right,
next week. Peace.
y'all.